Hello everyone, welcome to an exploration of an essential and thought-provoking question that resides at the intersection of law, freedom, and societal well-being. Should Section 13 of the Canadian Human Rights Act addressing hate speech have been repealed? This is an important law that deals with hate speech, and it has caused a lot of debates and disagreements. We'll explore its histories, look at real-life cases, and see how other countries handle similar laws. Let's try to understand the complexities of Section 13 and figure out if it should still be an important part of how we deal with hate speech in Canada. Section 13 of the Canadian Human Rights Act was created in response to our society's concerns about hate speech. The effectiveness and implications of this part, on the other hand, have been a matter of ongoing debate. So, what is Section 13? Section 13 essentially outlaws the spread of hate speech that is likely to promote hatred or contentment among groups. Its inclusion in the Canadian Human Rights Act represents a legislative effort to achieve an agreement between maintaining free expression and restricting expressions that may cause harm or discrimination. Now, why is this such a big debate? That is because it makes us think hard about balancing two important things. On one side, we have the right of individuals to say whatever they want. On the other side, we've got a duty to stop speech that might hurt people. If we were to get rid of Section 13, it would mean changing how we handle these issues and setting new rules for what people can say without causing harm. As we dig into this question, we're trying to untangle all the complicated parts of this law and see how it fits into our legal system. In 1977, Canada witnessed the addition of Section 13 to the Canadian Human Rights Act, responding to a troubling surge of hate speech incidents during a period of growing culture diversity. As societal views shifted in the latter half of the 20th century, evidenced by civil rights movements such as the African American Civil Rights Movement in the United States and the acknowledgement of minority rights, the need for legislation addressing hate speech became evident internationally. Section 13 empowered the Canadian Human Rights Commission to combat hate speech likely to expose groups to hatred or contempt. Yet, as time rolled on, the legislative approach encountered its fair share of skepticism, with worries echoing about potential constraints on the cherished freedom of expression. Fast forward to 2013, a pivotal year in our legislative landscape, witnessing the repeal of Section 13. This move not only signified a turning point, but also emphasized a newfound reliance on criminal law to grapple with hate speech. It represents a nuanced interplay of societal changes, legal reactions, and a steadfast commitment to achieving a well-balanced approach in navigating the complex landscape of hate speech regulation in Canada. In a significant real-life case, the Maclean's magazine incident in 2008 brought Section 13 of the Canadian Human Rights Act to a test. The Canadian Islamic Congress lodged a complaint asserting that Mark Stain's book excerpt in Maclean's was Islamophobic. This triggered a heated debate on balancing freedom of speech with curbing harmful ideas. Examining this scenario, some argue that applying Section 13 may limit open expression and hinder discussions. On the other side, they see Section 13 as vital in addressing content leading to discrimination. This case provides a concrete example to examine Section 13, exploring controversies and legal debates for a deep understanding of its role in Canadian law. It lets us recognize both the positive and potential drawbacks shaping hate speech discussions. Exploring Section 13 impacts on our freedom of speech, critics claim it might overreach, suppressing vital conversations. Supporters assert these restrictions are justified when speech risks harm or discrimination. Cases like Maclean's are touch points in these debates. In essence, Section 13, justified in preventing harm with some expression limitations, emphasize safeguarding vulnerable groups. We will be examining a video that raises questions about hate crimes. Please be aware about the intensity. Let's watch and discuss about this afterwards.
For the second time in a week, a video of a racially charged confrontation in Ontario has been posted online, and that's led people to question about whether authorities should be treating these cases as hate crimes. This most recent incident happening outside a Walmart near Hamilton after a dispute over a parking space. The video begins with the man on the left confronting the driver. The man's wife is taking the video and appears to get hit by the truck.
Get out of the way! Dude. Get out of the way! You put your hands on me, I will break your leg.
Stop it!
You're the one trying to harass me! I'm driving away!
I'm trying to harass you?
It ended with this.
I'm racist as I don't like you. I don't like her. I would kill your children first.
The driver has been charged with threatening death, dangerous driving, and failing to remain at the scene of an accident. And police said they are reviewing it as a possible hate crime. This follows another encounter caught on video, this one in Toronto.
You don't ask me a question here in my province! I grew up here!
The man in the red shirt has been charged with 2 counts of assault and 1 count of threatening death. And Toronto police say they do consider this a hate crime.
You don't ask me a question here in my province! You piece of
These videos have led to a vigorous debate on social media. Among the issues, were they hate crimes? And if so, what would the consequences be? A legal expert we talked to said the words and actions in the video appear to him to be motivated by hate. And if a judge agrees, that would make jail time likely.
Hate as a motivation for a crime constitutes a strong aggravating feature which the court should take into consideration and should impose a deterrent sentence. It has to send an important message to the members of the community who feel marginalized that they'll be protected, and it has to send an important message to those who might be like-minded that hate comes with a consequence.
Sandler pointed out there may be more to what happened than we can see in the videos, but those videos also make the conduct of both men very clear.
This video is a stark reminder of the real-world incidents that continue to raise questions about how we, as a society, address hate speech. These situations caught on camera promote us to reflect on the consequences and legal considerations surrounding such acts. The incident you just witnessed highlight the complexities authorities face when determining whether these cases should be treated as hate crime. As we delve into the exploration of Section 13 and its role in regulating hate speech in Canada, let's keep these real-life examples in mind. They underscore the urgency of finding a delicate balance between safeguarding free expression and preventing harm. Now let's widen our lenses beyond Canada's border and explore how other countries handle hate speech. Many nations have grappled with this issue, leading to a variety of approaches. Picture this: some places like Canada have strict laws to stop hate speech and protect certain groups. On the other hand, some countries prefer using border freedom of speech rules and criminal laws. Take Germany, for example. They have strong rules against hate speech, especially things related to Nazi symbols and denying the Holocaust. Now, in the United States, they're big on protecting freedom of speech, even if it's offensive. Other countries have changed or adjusted their rules. For instance, Germany with strict laws has seen some good things like more harmony in society. But they also face challenges, especially when it comes to free speech. Meanwhile, the US has debates and challenges regarding offensive speech. So globally, countries with strict laws manage to prevent hate speech and keep things peaceful, but they're always figuring out how to balance free speech and preventing harm. Others with more relaxed rules focus on protecting open discussions, but may deal with more hate speech problems. These international experiences provide a vulnerable insight as we consider the role of Section 13 in Canada. Delving into the social impact of Section 13 goes beyond legal intricacies. It touches the lives of individuals and communities. Different communities hold varying perspectives on the role and the need of this legislation. Now let's talk about how different groups see Section 13. Some think it's a crucial tool to protect vulnerable communities from hate speech, making them feel safe and included. Especially for those who faced discrimination before, Section 13 acts like a shield against harmful words, creating a more tolerant and respectful atmosphere. On the other hand, there are those who worry about limit on free expression. They believe it's crucial to have open and free conversation, even on sensitive subjects. So we've got different perspectives on whether Section 13 should stay or go. Understanding these lived experiences and community-level perspectives is crucial for a comprehensive analysis. It allows us to appreciate the subtle ways in which Section 13 intersects with the daily lives of Canadians. By considering the social impact and community perspectives, we can forge a more informed stance on whether Section 13 should be maintained, amended, or repealed, recognizing the diverse needs and views within our society. In evaluating Section 13, we must consider its alignment with the foundational principles enshrined in the Canadian Charters of Rights and Freedoms. The Charters serves as the cornerstone of our constitutional framework, outlining the rights and freedoms that shape our democratic society. Section 13, with its aim to combat hate speech, intersects with the Charter's commitment to safeguard fundamental freedoms. However, assessing the alignment requires a nuanced examination of potential conflicts or misalignments. On the other hand, proponents of Section 13 claim that its objectives align with the border principles of the Charter, particularly the guarantee of equal protection and promotion of a free and democratic society. They contend that preventing hate speech is consistent with the Charter's commitment to fostering an inclusive and tolerant environment. Assessing the constitutional implications is essential for determining the legality and legitimacy of Section 13. It promotes us to navigate the delicate balance between upholding individual rights and protecting the border values that underpin our constitutional order. Ultimately, a thorough examination of Section 13's alignment with the Canadian Charters of Rights and Freedoms is vital for shaping a well-informed perspective on its role within our legal framework. Now let's take a glimpse into the future and ponder about the possible scenarios that could unfold based on the fate of Section 13. Picture this: if Section 13 remains, it stands as a courageous defender against hate speech, fostering inclusivity and tolerance. Communities relying on this provision may find continued security, but will need to keep a close eye on the delicate balance between free expression and harm prevention, while possibly requiring adjustments. On the other hand, imagine a world where Section 13 is repealed. This move could usher in a new era of hate speech regulation, with the legal landscape shifting towards reliance on criminal law and other mechanisms. Advocates for free speech may cheer on removal of perceived restrictions, while critics may worry about the diminished protection for targeted communities. Predicting the future is, of course, not a crystal clear task, but considering these consequences and benefits is vital for making an informed decision about the course of hate speech regulation in Canada. It calls for a thoughtful balancing act, ensuring any changes align with our commitment to both free expression and the well-being of all individuals and communities. To wrap up our exploration of Section 13 in the Canadian Human Rights Act, the evidence strongly support the idea that we should keep this crucial legal tool. Section 13, despite facing criticism, served as a vital guard against the potential harm of unrestricted hate speech. The decision to repeal it in 2013 shifted our reliance more toward criminal law, but this journey highlights the delicate balance Section 13 aimed to achieve. Real-life cases like the Maclean's magazine incident illustrates the complex dance between preserving free expression and preventing harm to vulnerable communities. Looking globally, countries with strict laws against hate speech demonstrate positive impacts on social harmony. In navigating the tension between individual freedoms and collective well-being, Section 13 emerges as an essential measure. As we ponder the future, it becomes clear that maintaining this legislative provision aligns with our commitment to human rights and a Canada where freedom of speech coexists responsibly with the protection of every community's well-being. That is all for today, and I hope this presentation provided you with a clear and in-depth analysis on why Section 13 should have not been repealed.